Yay! Okay. Oh, that's probably a lot of audio. Sorry. Thank you. Anyways, it's okay. You didn't really miss any of the other audio. The audio is just me getting set up this morning. Thanks for the heads up. I just forgot to unmute myself. It's been a long travel day. So that's cool. With that out of the way, hopefully the audio is working a little bit better. And I'm going to go ahead and switch this into live mode, and we'll start looking at those pull requests momentarily. But I'm also just going to have to fix this really quickly. It's a bit more of myself than I normally bother to show. Yay! You can all see my OBS setup. And the portrait of the Queen. Okay, cool. So today we are looking at PySpark on K8s. So we're going to go ahead and click into Python. This is the Spark PR dashboard. And I use this view instead of the normal view, which most people use. Sorry, not the normal view that most people use, the normal GitHub view, just because in Spark we have so many different areas and I only really care about some of them. And this makes it really easy for me to find the parts that I care about, while also seeing sort of who's involved in the different PRs. So I'm going to go ahead and just look at this. So interested in things which are relatively up to date. And here we go. We can see initial Python bindings for PySpark on K8s. And that's where we're going to get started. And this is a thing which I've taken a look at in the past. And we can also see there's a lot of other people who have also taken a look at this. It is no longer a work in progress, so that's really exciting. The last time we looked at this, it was tagged as work in progress, which means that the author themselves thinks that it's, not finished, but they still want some comments. So it's really exciting that it no longer has the work in progress tag. So let's go ahead and take a look at what sort of comments were left recently. So I am curious about the integration test status, so we should definitely check the tests. That's almost always a good place to start, because if they're failing, that's good. Oh, someone's responded to me, and I didn't see this before, so let's read their response. I think your comment above gets at a use case ambiguity that containerization causes. There are now... yes. So let's click on this and see what the comment I left is. Yeah. I would expect sort to be... yeah. So this is all right. Essentially, what's happening here is we have different ways of including sort of dependencies in our Spark applications. And with Java, it's really clear how to do this. With non-Java dependencies, it's a little less clear how we want to do this. And so this is saying there's two ways to do this. And when specifying dependencies via the command line, particularly in cluster mode, we've backed out of staging local files via a init container. Does pulling from URI suffice? And so, yeah, so, yeah, and so I think that's totally fine. I think pulling from URI is fine. The actual comment was just focused on the usage of Spark Submit in that case. But I agree, longer term, we should think about, it's fine, for now, dependencies, especially things which can't just be shipped as zip or py files. But I think that is a v next. And so this is essentially saying, yeah, what you're saying is correct. I don't really actually care about it, though. I think we don't need that for the first version. I think we can focus on this being in vnext. It's a thing that we should all keep in mind, but it shouldn't stop our progress here. So with that, let's go ahead and see if the test passed. It looks solid. The test definitely passed. I am really curious as to where the test software lives. There is this pull request here that I'm told is work to bring the Spark on K8 tests in. There are only 2 reviewers on this. That's unfortunate. And this is probably, ooh, this is kind of big. This is probably not something that we want to look at a lot today. But it's definitely a thing which I should take a look at some point. It's adding 1,000 lines, though, so we're going to save the initial check-in of the K8s test for another time. And we're going to focus on just the PySpark changes, because that's already 562 lines. That's pretty big in and of itself. So, let's go back through. So the first thing here is there's this Docker image tool, which is used to build Docker file. The Docker images that Spark deploys with, we can see it makes a Python version and a bare version without Python dependencies included. Yeah, and this is a future concern, right? And so this is a thing where I don't actually expect to see any comments. It's fine. I'm just raising it so that we can keep it in mind. Yeah. Oh, right. Okay. We chatted about this offline, and while it's close, it's not exactly the same. So we can deal with the minor. I'm going to do start review mode, and that just allows me to sort of queue up all of the comments that I want to make. It also is really useful because sometimes I'll write a comment, and then as I'm reading through, I'll come back and realize that like what I was saying makes no sense. And then I get to pretend that I'm a very, thoughtful person and come back to it later after I finish my can of Jolt. Okay. Yeah. So this part essentially just is when it's in Kubernetes mode, it will, if it's deploying a Python thing, set some different command line parameters that are used inside of the runner there. And so we can see this is actually very similar to the yarn bit up here. That's why I was talking about if we should factor this out. Actually, and this is pretty close, but we have this other PyFiles thing. This part here, it does not happen, pardon me, in the yarn mode, so it is a little different, and so that's fine. All right. The main app resource for PySpark jobs. Interesting. All right. That's maybe not the description which I would choose, but that's probably fine. Okay, cool. And this is the part which we talked about a little bit before. One of the things which a lot of people have struggled with in Yarn is that the memory split by default doesn't leave enough room really for PySpark jobs. And it's fine, people can configure this, but it's nice to see it being addressed a little more proactively here, where you can take some of the mistakes that we've learned and go from there. This is good. We want to make sure that the memory overhead value is a double between 0 and 1.0. Totally reasonable, and create optional, so that's good. And the reason we use create optional is because create with default doesn't allow us to have a function inside of it. And because we need to essentially set this to different values based on another value, which we don't know at this time, create optional is the right way to do it. Okay, so these are just some constants for environment variables. Yeah. As much as I have feelings about environment variables, when you're working in a multi-language system, it's one of the easier ways-ish to deal with things. Okay, so yeah. This white space change I don't actually know about, but whatever, that's fine, it's minor. And one of the more Scala-focused reviewers can take a look at it. Today I'm just going to focus on the Python parts. So yeah, that would make sense that it's an option because we wouldn't always have Py files configured. Same thing here. If we were deploying an R or Java thing, we might not have this configured. All of these things make sense. PySpark Python version. Interesting. The rest of the Python-related things are options, which and so essentially this is just saying like, hey, what's up? All of the other Python things are options. This one is not. Why not? Although actually that doesn't make sense. There's a good chance possibly that does not make sense. I'm gonna, this is in a different project. Let's go over into Spark. Spark conf.scala. Okay, actually, yeah, PySpark Python version. So this is create with default too. Okay. So the other ones are create optional, which is why this is optional. And so that one's not optional because even when it's not set, we just have a default value of 2. I guess that's fine. Okay, cool. And so now we can see one of the benefits of adding comments in review mode. I can go back to the comment that I just made. Sorry. And delete it before anyone sees it, except for y'all. So just pretend that I'm infallible for the sake of this process. Okay. So that's cool. That makes sense. Additional files here. Mutable array buffer, empty string. Okay, Java main app resource. Non-JVM resource. Maybe pyfiles for each. Okay, cool. So does this make sense here? Yeah. This splitting on comma. Okay. To do, hold on. Come back and check if this logic is codified elsewhere, and if we have a version. Oh, hey! Hi, friends. Hi, Shiva. Which handles escape characters. I mean, I'm not really expecting to see a lot of people wanting to put a comma in their Py files, but, you know, I wonder if we have a better way of handling this. And ideally, I'm wondering if we have a different way of handling this, which is already a function which we can just reuse, because, you know, I'd rather not rewrite the same logic all the time. Cool, Spark files, get option, Spark files. Yeah. Okay, I'm actually really curious. I'm going to go ahead and take a look at the places where we do get option Spark files and take a look and see if we've got anything fun going on in there. Let's go ahead. Okay. Spark.files. Oh, yeah. Core src main. So, yeah, it looks like we actually do just split on commas, and we don't do anything to handle escape. So that's not great. But, I mean, I guess it's what we already do. It's what we already do. Let's also go take a look at the maybe Py files. Maybe Py files is, yeah. It's from Spark Kubernetes Python Py files. Let's take a look and grab in here. Yeah, we also just do commas. This is not great. Yeah, that's just, I guess it is what it is. Yeah. Not great. But software is not perfect, and at the very least, we do want to make sure that we're. Oh, did I accidentally close it? No. Maybe I did. Damn it. No. No, this is it. Okay, why is my to-do note gone? Ugh. Keeping track of things is hard. We're going to page back down. Oh, I spelled to-do Todd. That's why I didn't find it. Okay, yeah, delete that comment. Although, not for this, but for later, maybe we should, not for this PR or Jura. Of input files in a way which allows escape characters and show the logic between yarn, K8s, Mesos, and standalone. And so this is just like, hey, y'all think. This is essentially like, hey, we don't have to do it here, but I think we might want to do this eventually. if I was like sure we wanted to do this eventually, I would go ahead and I'd open up my Jira, and I'd file the Jira right now. Actually, I'm gonna, you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and file the Jira, because, you know, that seems like a thing that we should probably do. Actually, before I file the Jira, yeah. Spark files, comma. Yeah, here we go. Cool. This is closed, won't fix. Oh, interesting. Ooh. Yeah. No, not quite what I want. So essentially, before I file the Jira, I'm looking to see... Ooh, maybe this one might be close to it. Huh. Escape. Yeah, okay. So I don't see a thing which looks... Ooh. Yeah. There's some related issues. There's nothing which is completely exactly a match. So I'm going to make an issue, and we can debate it on the issue. And this way, you know, we're less likely to lose track of the issue. And this is just a good practice, because if I just left the comment here, there's a chance that, you know, everyone would be like, yeah, that sounds great. Well, let's follow up and do that eventually. And then we never do. Because, you know, humans and keeping track of things is hard. I've not even managed to keep track of my comments here. Possible follow-up. Jira. There we go. So, allow escape characters in allow escape, comma, in Spark files. This would be core, yarn, and Mesos, and K and Kubernetes. FX version, we're going to go 2.4. Yeah, I'm not 100% sure if we want to do this. But I was thinking unify our parsing of input file lists, and doing so in such a way as to allow files with commas in them. I don't think it's urgent, but and so this is just saying, hey, this is a thing, I think we might want to do it, but it might change the meaning of some things which people are using right now, in which case we should maybe push it off to 3. Super minor, just a potential thing that we could do to try and get a little better. So let's go ahead. We'll hit create there. I don't know what smart queries are in Jira. I'm not a Jira Power user. But we'll go ahead and we'll leave this note in here. It sounds like Carolyn is just starting to wake up from her nap. Carolyn says hello. The coffee is in the pot for you. It looks like she's going to bring over a Wombat to say hello to us. So that's nice. Here, can I have Wombat? So Wombat joined me on the Australia trip.
Is there a video?
There is. It's got a little bit of a lag in it, though. And so this
okay.
is just so that I can see people's questions.
Why don't you have the television vote on?
Oh, 'cause I love you.
I love you too.
I'm lazy. And this way I can have two screens because it's on two different things. It's on Twitch and YouTube.
I love you. There's like 4 computers within like 3 feet of you.
Well, yeah. So I don't know if you can hear her, but she's essentially said that there's 4 computers within 3 feet of me, and my answer to that is, of course.
That's why you're using both of your phones.
And one of the 3 computers.
I love you. There's 4. There's that 3. There's one under the table.
Wait, did you just point at my boob and call it a computer?
No, there's the computer you're using.
Okay.
There's the one attached to the TV.
Okay.
There's the one directly next to you.
I forgot
and
about...
there's one on the floor.
Yeah, I forgot about the floor computer. That's the backup computer in case things go really wrong.
I love you. It runs a 3D printer.
Oh, yeah. Cool.
Sorry
Actually, we can...
to streamies.
I don't know.
Do you call them streamies like on the podcasts?
No. I'm not hip to that groove, but I can try and...
It's not a hip groove.
Oh, it's not hip groove. Okay. Is it like an NPR podcast?
No, it's the Big Little Podcast.
Oh, okay. I think we could like maybe stream the 3D printer running someday if we wanted to.
It would just be a lot of swearing and a lot of like melted plastic everywhere.
I mean, that's not entirely dissimilar from this adventure. It's just a lot of swearing. The only difference is there's no plastic. It's just computers.
Okay, I love you.
I love you too. Anyways, sorry everyone for the slight distraction. I ADD and did not take my drugs this morning because I flew in from Australia. And I don't take my ADD drugs with me when I'm traveling because some countries have ideas about stimulants which would involve me going to jail. And keeping track of which ones those are, it's hard, so I play it safe. But, okay, cool. So we can see here, Spark, whoa, okay. Okay. So this is the one where we've been talking about how the default of 0.1 in yarn had been causing us some problems. But here we're only setting it in the Python case. Do we want to set this in the JVM case? So we're setting it in the non-JVM case, and I'm asking if we should set this in the JVM case to match. Okay. This part looks reasonable. That looks fine. Without args driver container builder. Okay, yeah. So this is the driver container without args, but then we call add 2 args on it. That's confusing. Wait, this, no, man. So essentially what this is Yeah, I agree this probably doesn't have all of the arguments, but calling it without args when it has some of the arguments is a little confusing. It's possible that it doesn't, but I'm pretty sure it does. And if it doesn't have arguments, we should definitely have a new line in between the two separate things which are getting constructed. Okay. Yeah. Oh. Ugh, this comment's gone back and forth over 14 days. So, or more accurately, this has really gone over 2 days, and now we're coming back to it to see what's happened. Wondering if we can discover if it's a Python application in a better way here. Probably use the built-up Spark conf. I think in general I'd prefer having two separate step types here. Oh. The second way is the approach I envisioned and tried to implement. It seems that approach, without putting too much... Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Right, yeah. Sorry. I forgot that folks could specify the driver container separately. I can't spell. Thank you, built-in spell check. Separately from the worker container. Never mind. Is that true? Let's actually take a look at that. Spark, Kubernetes. Container. I'm not... Yeah. So there's a default one, which is just like, yo, what's up? Use this one. And essentially what's happening is if we wanted to just use it in the one place, we'd set the driver container to the Python one, and we'd set the executor container to the non-Python one. So that's totally fine. Super happy, fun times. Add review comment. Yay! Cool. Yeah, this name not so good. That's pretty cool though. I like it. Cool. Yeah. The getter else here is a little like... It's legit. Although we could set it in both ways up above explicitly. And this would be a good way to check to make sure that it's actually being set correctly. But provided that we've got some tests for the O.4 thing, I think we're okay. But that's a good point. We should definitely make sure there's some tests for the 0.4 thing. Python driver feature setup. Whoa. Has anyone? No one's left comments in here. That's not a good sign. Means probably no one read it. Okay. Actually, no, this looks pretty fine. Why are we... Resolve file URLs and path. What? Wait. Not... Oh, wait. Why do we switch from to here as the separator here. Because I don't know why we're doing that. Other Py files, yeah. Oh, that's why. Okay, yeah. No, I actually do know why we do this. Leave a comment that we are switching from to match the format expected by Python path. Ooh, I finally have it. Excellent. I have an excuse to link to that comic of sadness. XKCD Python path. I was hoping I would find an excuse to link to this. I don't want explainxkcd.com. This is not what I... No. There we go. Sorry, you have to find some amounts of happiness in the silly things, because otherwise you're just writing software. And that can get pretty sad. It can also be pretty happy. Okay. If other Py files is equal to empty string, else what? What? Yeah. So, other Py files. Wait, what? Wait, what? Wait, okay, I'm super confused as to what's going on here, so I'm just going to go ahead and actually run this in Scala. Because that doesn't make a lot of sense to me. Yeah, I don't... Wait, what is this logic? I don't... Maybe I'm just missing something. It's been a long day. I got off an airplane. But at first reading, that does not make any sense. Most likely, my guess is like this used to make sense back in an earlier version when this wasn't like being set to the Python path and it was doing a different thing. But at this point, it's not making any sense to me. Cool. This part looks pretty legit. I mean, here we're just seeing more arguments, which is what I was expecting. Primary Py file and other Py file, these match the things we saw up above. Huh. Okay. This parsing with vars feels kind of ugly. Is this an existing... I mean, this is some existing parsing logic, so I'm not going to dive into it. It feels ugly to me, but I'm sure there's a good reason for it, and there's enough other shit going on that we can focus on those things. Yeah. So that's actually looking pretty solid. I think we're coming down to some of the more just like, yeah. Oh, this part. Still want names. And this is just, in Spark, we have this practice where, like, for example, if I'm reading this app args, super clear, app arguments, this just says none. I have no idea what the hell that is unless I go and find it. And I'm a firm believer in the fact that I'm lazy means that probably other people are lazy too. So we should write our code to be usable. Oh, great. We are in the test section, which is my favorite section. I'm really excited to see all of these tests. I'm really excited to drink this Jolt Cola, too. Do you need me to get you coffee? Or do you want my coffee? Oh, you do have coffee.
My coffee's in the California cup.
Okay.
I'm just coming.
Alright. I'm gonna try and wrap this up sooner rather than later. Okay, yeah. The one I'm interested in seeing is the 0.4. And yeah, so that's what we would expect and hope for, is that this is being set correctly. We could go dig through the rest of the tests. I'm not going to do that today because that's going to take just a really long time. And I want us to also take a look at that other PR, which I promised a friend that I was going to look at. So let's go ahead and send these out and say thanks for working on this. Really excited to see it move from work in progress to closer, and hope we can get this in soon. I have some more questions and feedback. Let me know if you need anything else from me. And this is just essentially my way of saying, like, fuck yeah, this is awesome. I left a bunch of questions. You know, if anything that I said doesn't make sense, just feel free to reach back out to me. And we've done that before, actually. The author of this PR and myself, we've jumped on a call to just be like, yo, what's up? What did you mean? Because sometimes, you know, text can get a little bit confusing, certainly. And the other PR we were going to look at today is Spark Streaming Dynamic Allocation should respect Spark executor instance. Now, this is literally outside of my normal purview. That being said, I've been thinking a lot about dynamic allocation because I have an upcoming talk at Strata London where one of the things that we talk about it is both sort of dynamic configuration inside of Spark as well as dynamic configuration that people can do on their own. So I'm going to go ahead and say Jenkins, OK to test. Actually, it's good practice to just look at this code quickly and make sure it's not doing anything malicious. That's fine. And so this is the first step of sort of getting a new PR in, is saying this magic indentation, or it might be Jenkins test this, please. But essentially up here we can see Jenkins said, can one of the admins verify this patch? And that's just because we don't want new random strangers using our build bots to send spam to the internet. And so essentially, you know, we don't just run random code from strangers, we run random code from almost strangers, and hope that they're not mean. Because if they are, we'll kick them out of the project. Yay! Whatever. I mean, it's not like our build bots are exactly in like a trusted IP range. They run on the university's IP address range, which is about as trusted as a tuna fish sandwich. So that was a... Oh man, no one found that joke funny but me. But that's okay. Class that manages executor... Oh, okay. note that an initial set of executors. I like this. This is, sort of going in and expanding on comments to explain a little more as to what's going on. I think it's always a good practice. So this is interesting. So this does change how we handle Spark.executor instances, which is what we would expect. This is good progress. Let me see if I got unplugged when Carolyn's. No, it looks good. But there's like no tests, and that doesn't make me feel super happy about a change with no tests. Okay. Yeah, I mean, that seems fine. Well, okay. With we actually had this over in this one where we were validating Spark option. It's not Spark option. What is it? Config builder. So config builder check value with config builder. Let's go ahead. We're gonna double check, and before I send this like helpful comment, check and see if this is actually like a thing that would be relatively easy to do. Yeah. Oh, cool. Package.scala inside of config. So we do have that. Nah. I don't know why it's not coming up. Whatever. Spark internal config package.
Ready? Data.
Yeah. So we could do it here, probably. Wait, what the... What? Oh, Kerberos principle. Ugh. Sorry, it's been a long day. I was misreading Kerberos as Kubernetes, and I was getting super confused. But that is, yeah, this is Kerberos, which is the best way to summon Cthulhu and have your cluster crash. So that's fine. Go back in here and say, yeah. Yeah. So, also, one point, the complete lack of tests leaves me, let's rephrase this. The lack of tests leaves me a little concerned about this change. Let's see if we can be more helpful though. Since this is a first-time contributor, So just saying like, hey, what's up, you need tests, like, I mean, that's true, but it'll be more useful if I can be like, hey, what's up, you need tests, go look over here at some related tests. So we're going to go ahead and look at spark.streaming.dynamic allocation, and it's going to be a party. Ooh. Yeah. Cool. Yeah. Maybe look at and see if it would make sense to add something there. This is a bit out of my user role range. So I'm going to ask Cody to take a look because this is more up Cody's alley. A more detailed look. And so this is just like, hey, what's up? This looks cool, but like I don't know what I'm doing. And hopefully this comment will help them figure out, you know, what to do next, where to go with adding tests. And I'm going to try and wrap up on my own personal outstanding pull requests in Spark, because I know that there were some work in progress things that I left out there. So we've done sort of 2 reviews. I'm going to do a tiny bit of live coding to just sort of... I've got 2 work in progress PRs, which I should probably make not work in progress. So let's get those 2 finished, and then I can hug/cuddle my wife, who I haven't seen for like about 2 weeks, give or take.
You were home for 18, 20 hours?
Okay, yes, I was home for 18 hours, which I'm very grateful for those 18 hours, but perhaps was not what one would describe as quality time when you're home because you missed a connection.
I love you.
I love you too.
I'm sorry I'm laughing.
It's alright. It's my fault and the life that I chose because I love
United's
airplanes.
fault.
Is it? I love airplanes too much. Like, it's United's fault that I was home for 18 hours. My original plan did not involve me being home for any hours, which I don't think was good.
We were gonna have dinner by the airport.
Oh yes, we were going to have a very romantic dinner at the airport In-N-Out.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
No, it's not good. That's an LAX.
Oh.
The LAX In-N-Out is the best. I highly recommend it.
I don't know if people can hear you, but Carolyn is saying that the LAX airport In-N-Out is the best. And I also do highly recommend it, as do the people on Flyer Talk. And okay, yes, it's getting close to that time where I want it to be finished. So hopefully, in roughly the same amount of time it took me to get to this time, I'll be actually finished. A little bit of Joel Cola always helps the coding process. So last week, from what I remember, I was looking at this, and there were a bunch of really annoying things happening with the doc tests back then. And I more or less said, fuck it, because they were annoying, and unrelated to the work I was doing at the time. But it looks like that may not have been as unrelated as I hoped. So let's go take a look at what failed. Yeah. Okay. False is not true. Thank you very much. Very useful. At least we can see that Apache Spark did not show up in PMML text. So that's not great. This error message, however, would be a lot more useful if I said what was the PMML text. So let's maybe go ahead and switch this into a more useful error message. And this is test.py inside of the ML directory. And it is on line 1371. Okay. And there's like an assert contains. No. There we go. So actually, what I wanted to do last week but didn't is I did assert true, but I should have done assert in. And so we'll go ahead and switch this over. And that will hopefully help. Okay, git commit -am, update tests to use assert in rather than assert true within, so we can have useful error messages. That's cool. I mean, it's cool. But I'm hoping, perhaps unreasonably so, that the doc tests are less broken, and by pulling in the latest, I can just have my tests work, right? That could happen, right? Other people could have fixed problems. It's unlikely. So we're going to go ahead and go back into Spark over here, build SBT, and oh, cool. Yay! I'm so excited that you're interested in contributing to open source projects soon. I really think it's a great way to build your skills, and you know, I think that if you work with the right people, you know, code reviews can be a little intimidating from time to time, but I think it can be a really great way to learn a lot about a project is by contributing to it. Of course, I'm pretty biased because I think what I do is cool, and so, you know, because I'm so cool, right? Right? Carolyn says I'm pretty cool.
The stuffies think you're really cool.
Yeah, the stuffed animals think I'm pretty cool. Especially Wombat. So this part is going to take a little while to run, probably. And this is just, I want to update to make sure that I have the latest build. In the meantime, I'm going to git push, because it's still work in progress tag. Yeah. Ooh, okay. Actually, PySpark test pym bin activate. And so I'm going to go into the Python directory, and I'm going to try just running that one test. Let's see if this works. Cool. Export Spark home. There's like a bunch of scripts to run the entire test suite, which is what I would normally do, and it's the better practice, but I'm in a hurry, so I'm not gonna do that unless I have to, because it's a little bit slower, and as my personal motto goes, why pay for quality when you don't have to? Please, no one tell my boss that. I'm pretty sure he does not watch these. Mostly because I still have a job. What? Super professional. Alright, cool. Looking promising. It's going to run the tests. Hopefully it'll succeed. Then we can just move on. Although if it does succeed, that is a little bit questionable as to why it wasn't working before, because I didn't fix anything yet. Let's not think about that too closely. While this is running, we're going to go and take a look at one of my other outstanding work in progress tests. Not tests, PRs. Oh, cool. And this one is marked as approved, so that's cool. And it's from 22 days ago, so... Oh, yeah, it also fails tests. That's not good. Should stop writing code which fails tests. Oh, yay! Hey! Friend says hello to you.
Oh, hello. Which friend said hi? Hi.
I don't know if this can... Boop, 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 boop. Yay! OBS says that it's reconnected, and we're back. So, hello again, friends. Oh, God. Okay. Yeah, so one of the things which I forgot to do, because I'm very good at my job, for sure, is running these tests in nice mode. So I'm actually going to go ahead and do that now. Oh, why do I have 2 copies of the SBT launcher? That probably means that I actually have another copy of build SBT running somewhere. Cool. We're going to go ahead and exit this one, because having 2 copies of SBT running at the same time is a good way to get results that don't make any sense. So what I forgot to do when I kicked off the Python tests is run them in niceness level 19. And essentially, this is just because I'm live streaming from my laptop, which is selected more based on the fact that I am lazy and do not like carrying heavy things around with me than a fast computer. And so by running them at a high niceness level, it will hopefully allow for it to get along with the other things I want my computer to do at the same time. Like, look up my failing test report, but unfortunately these tests failed so long ago we don't know what they were anymore, because they got cleaned up. So we're going to go in and we're going to go down here and we're going to say, Jenkins, retest this please. And this is because I am lazy, and yeah, that's actually really only why I'm lazy. Well, I'm lazy and my computer is slow, and so I can use someone else's computer. Yay! So one of the things which I'm doing, which is also a super bad practice, is I'm running my Python tests while I'm building the Scala code. And this may result in results which make no sense, but it may not. So, yeah. More or less, if it breaks, I'll just do it again. And if it doesn't break, that's awesome. And I'm amazing. So we can see the tests are running. We can actually go ahead and probably... can I do that? Or is it gonna... it is waiting for localhost. Oh, my little phone went sadness. Okay. We can see that the tests are running here. It's actually running a Spark job with a 2.40 snapshot mode. So that's pretty cool. Honestly, probably hanging around and waiting for these tests to run is like not the most exciting thing in the world. So I'm not actually gonna make y'all do that. But I do want to make progress because I'm lazy. Let's see. Let's PM the Maltex thing and see if we can figure out what's probably going on there. Okay. The main thing that I can figure out is my computer is slow, and I probably should have gotten the faster one. Oh. Well... yeah. So this is probably not coming back as a single text element. Rather, this is coming back as a list. And the in test would actually be testing to see if like that was an individual file line. So yeah, actually what I want to do most likely hi Bob in. Yeah, and so this is what was happening. And so dot join, is it dot join? Yeah. Python mk string, is it mk string? Yeah, here we go. What is the mk string equivalent? In PySpark, god damn it. Oh, it is join. Oh. Or is it... No. Okay, Python join list of strings. And as you can see, this is not working out super great. Why is this not so happy? Oh, damn it. Okay, so it's do.join do. Cool. So that's what we were missing. Dot join. So this is actually PML text list. PML text is equal to PML text list, and this will be new line dot join, and there we go. So this should actually fix the issue. I'm not going to make us hang around and wait for my Scala build to finish because that's going to take too long, and I'd really rather not. But we can see what the issue was most likely from here earlier, where I was doing in on what I thought was a string, but since in is defined on both strings and lists, it was actually running on a list, which is why it was not what I expected. So go ahead, fix that. Fix creation of PMML text. So that is going to be it for this week. Next week I am in Sao Paulo, but I'll actually probably try and do some live stream coding on Monday while I'm in Chicago on my way towards Sao Paulo, because I will be staying at the Hilton Chicago Airport, where I can watch the runway. Yes. If I don't get my runway view, I'm going to be very upset. I like watching airplanes and writing software.
Extra?
I did. I paid an extra $5 for my runway view. Or more accurately, my boss paid an extra $5. If you're watching, boss, thank you. Please continue to approve my expense reports. They're all very important. Sorry. So that's really it for today and this week. This is me. This is Wombat. Wombat comes over here. Wom 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 wom. Wom 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 wom. Anyways, thank you all for tuning in. Please subscribe on either Twitch or YouTube or both. And I hope to see you next week. And happy open source. Have a wonderful, wonderful weekend, y'all.